Hello, alright, my name is Rosie and welcome to my channel. Here we give tips on how you can overcome depression day after day. In this video you will discover what are the foods that most help in combating depression, that is an evil that haunts millions of people around the world. You are very lucky to be watching this video, because thanks to this content you will not need to go through the pain and suffering that I and many friends go through due to depression. But first I kindly ask that you subscribe to our channel, enjoy and share the video so that more people can be reached with this knowledge. After all, what is the most suitable diet for those suffering from depression? A balanced and healthy diet is not only beneficial to the health of the body. As that old saying already says, you are what you eat. The foods we eat also affect our emotions. There are several foods that fight depression that we can add to our daily menu. There is a great relationship between the quality of food and mental health. In recent years, dozens of scientists and researchers from renowned universities have proposed to study the role of diet in the treatment and prevention of mental disorders. However, for science, it is difficult to identify exactly all the factors that contribute to our mental health. Even so, some studies published in The Lancet Psychiatry, a global scientific journal focused on psychology, highlight the importance of eating to combat mental disorders. The consumption of antidepressant foods accelerates the production of serotonin and dopamine, responsible for a sense of momentary pleasure. Another positive aspect of maintaining a balanced diet is the health of the intestinal flora, composed of microorganisms and good bacteria of the digestive system. It is these bacteria that regulate the functions of the intestine and the mood. More than half of the serotonin available in the body is found in the intestine. When the intestinal flora presents imbalance, the harmful microorganisms present in the intestine multiply and the irritability increases. Many patients with depression or anxiety also have gastrointestinal diseases, such as nervous gastritis or ulcers. The unbalanced diet is one of the factors that contributes to this problem. The treatment of these diseases already contributes to the improvement of depression. It became clear that our eating habits are of great importance in the functioning of our body and mind, right? We need to start thinking about healthy foods, including foods that fight depression, as an essential part of our way of life and not just a means of losing measures. Currently, fit content is on the rise. Both in social networks and in traditional media we find tips and stories of people who changed their diet for aesthetic reasons. In many cases, the good eating habits acquired throughout this journey are set aside once the ultimate goal is achieved. However, the regular diet must contain a good quantity of vegetables, fruit, walnuts, seafood, legumes and whole grains. Anyway, the important thing is to keep in mind that a balanced diet goes beyond the fit and aesthetic trends. It is actually a matter of mental and physical health that contributes both to happiness and longevity. By modifying the purpose of eating healthier, it becomes easier to get rid of food addictions such as carbohydrates and sweets. Foods that fight depression are diverse. Analyze your current eating habits to introduce more and more portions and units of these healthy foods. Here are 10 food tips that fight depression. First tip: dark green vegetables. Dark green vegetables, spinach, broccoli and lettuce, are foods rich in folate. This vitamin present in complex B is linked to the prevention of mental disorders, including depression, according to research. In addition, in lettuce, there are several substances in the leaf stalks, mainly lactucin and lactopecrine, which are soothers. Second tip: orange. Rich in vitamin C, orange ensures the proper functioning of the nervous system and combat fatigue with a good dose of energy. Vitamin C inhibits the release of cortisol, the known stress hormone. Third tip: some fruit. Try to eat watermelon, avocado, papaya, banana and lemon. These fruits have the amino acid tryptophan, which helps in the production of serotonin. The intake of 3 to 5 servings of fruit daily is the most recommended. To facilitate ingestion, you can make fruit salads to consume throughout the week. Fourth tip: the honey. It helps in the production of serotonin, responsible, as we know, for the good mood. 2 spoonfuls a day are enough to begin to feel the positive effects of honey. In addition, you can add them for dessert, fruit or drinks. Fifth tip: skimmed milk and yogurt. They are excellent sources of calcium. This mineral eliminates tension and combats depression, as it reduces and controls nervousness and irritability. so 2 to 3 portions a day are enough. It is not recommended for people with stomach that irritates easily. Thus, people with lactose intolerance, even when consuming products suitable for their diet, can still experience complications when consuming milk. 6th tip. Complex carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes, lentils, beans, brown bread and brown rice are some examples of complex carbohydrates. The difference between these carbohydrates and those considered simple is the form of digestion. As this process is slower, it causes a gradual increase in blood glucose. The body then feels satiated and provides energy for a long period of time. In addition, they help the body absorb tryptophan, stimulating the production of the neurotransmitter serotonin. Although carbohydrates are the #1 enemy of diets, it is recommended to take a small amount daily. 7th tip. The chestnut. Chestnut helps reduce stress. It is also rich in selenium, an antioxidant agent that reduces the amount of free radicals. These can cause damage such as inflammation and aging of cells. But just consume 1 unit a day. 8th tip. Oats and rye. In addition to having a good amount of vitamin B complex and vitamin E, they improve the functioning of the intestine, also fighting anxiety and depression. It is recommended to take 3 tablespoons a day. You can mix in vitamin, green juice and shake, or eat with fruit. 9th tip. Fish and seafood. In several studies on depression-fighting foods, omega-3 is frequently cited. This is because omega-3 fatty acids provide a variety of neurochemical activities. They modulate the reuptake, degradation, and synthesis of neurotransmitters, noradrenaline, dopamine and serotonin, and receptor binding, anti-inflammatory effects, and improvement of cell membrane fluidity and neurogenesis. 10th and last tip. The soy. To combat the lack of energy from depression, start consuming more soybeans. This food plays a key role in supplying energy to cells and has calming properties that combat anxiety and nervousness. These are some examples of foods that help fight depression. Unfortunately, there are foods that damage mental and physical health. To experience all the benefits of foods that stimulate the production of hormones and neurotransmitters of happiness and mood, you need to avoid those that worsen depression. It's hard to find someone who doesn't know what foods are bad for their health. All of us, time or other, choose to consume soft drinks, fast foods, fried foods and carbohydrates. We get carried away by the taste of these foods, which are often present in social events. The foods mentioned above cause several negative effects over decades of improper consumption: weight gain, mood swings, unbalanced production of hormones, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, among others. All these factors contribute to worsening depression. Balancing the consumption of these foods is the best way to get a healthy diet. It is not necessary to cut them once and for all. For the body accustomed to eating these foods, a sudden stop is extremely negative. Go decreasing portions, trying to eat more of the foods that fight depression present in this video one day after the other. I know that it is not easy to get rid of depression, change eating habits, and have the willpower to fight this evil. I say this because I have inserted most of these foods in my daily diet, and I know how much it improves our mental health. But if you want to get rid of depression as I and thousands of people have, there is a supplement that can help and greatly shorten the way to get better and faster results. He is tested and approved countless times and was responsible for me being able to overcome this disease and move from a sad and lifeless woman to a full and constant joy. I'll leave the link in the video description and the first comment so you can also know this solution. I hope I have helped with these tips and wish you heart that you overcome this disease and back on top. A strong hug and until the next video.